Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another podcast. Check out my other channels and platforms. And let me give a shout out to a supporter she checked out one of my other channels. Now I'm having a brain fart right now. It was either my Deep Thought channel or my woman's channel, and she said she didn't know I had other channels, and that's Venus Unlocked. Right? I think it was my Deep Thought channel. And that's one thing I've been remiss about, is really promoting my other stuff. You know, it's not just this one channel, right? And like for any of my detractors out there, I get more than that AdSense money, Holmes. Anyway, right? Definitely check out my other stuff. I used to promote them more regularly, but sometimes you get in the habit of doing something else and then you forget it. It was like, I got other things. I mean, the main thing I have is my website, www.romwills.com. And don't worry, you don't have to take notes of everything. All of my other stuff is in the description box. But check that out. That's like the hub for everything. That's the hub to get my books. That's the hub for all of my websites. I have a weekly podcast that I do on Sundays there. And, of course, I share that on all of my main channels as well, right? And definitely check that out. Definitely check that out. And, of course, I have my 4 YouTube channels. This is my main channel. Check out About That Business. Like, I come at business more or less from the mindset of this is what you have to do to succeed. And not in terms of, okay, fill out these forms and do all that. But more in terms of the mind of a business person, or the things you have to put up with. And sometimes it might be, I might talk about something that's relevant. Like I had a couple podcasts on tax payments. Because that's one thing, you self-employed, you ain't getting FICA getting it in there and everything, getting your money or Social Security. So you might be paying a little bit extra that normally if you work in a 9-to-5 job, you don't have to think about. So I talk a little bit about that. And, one of the things I'll be, if you go over there today, the thing I'll be talking about, hold up, let me get my note. What I'll be talking about over there today. Oh, yeah, how to make money flow to you, right? And it's more about the mindset. I remember some of my earlier podcasts on there. I talked about, you might have to be on that air mattress for a while. I'm looking at business from there, how you have to cope and everything while you're really building up your stuff. Not the technical stuff. A lot of times people give you the technical stuff, but they don't say, hey, you might have to hit that dollar store up to like get things for a while, or you have to be frugal or something like that. So that's more or less the business channel. Of course, the Deep Thought channel, that's when Rom has a thought. And I just say, I'm going to talk about it. It could be on anything. Comic books, I've done a show review on there, from a deep thought perspective. I might get into metaphysics, might get into politics over there. But anything that regards thinking, right? And a lot of stream of consciousness. Anybody who follows me over there, they know that's like tangent central. I just go with the flow over there. But it's all about thinking right there. And then I have Hello Ladies with Rom Wills. That's mainly for the ladies, even though a lot of men come over there. But that's mainly for the ladies. And I'm not doing like some YouTubers might do and tell women, like the men are messed up or anything. More or less, it's telling women the game as if I'm Uncle Rom to them too. A lot of young women call me Uncle Rom as well. It's like I'm telling my nieces and daughters and stuff, okay, this is how men really thinking, and this is really what you have to do, and got a lot of tough love over there. Some women will tell you, I got some tough love over there and everything, right? So check out those my main YouTube channels. And then, I told you about my main channel, but then I have a Vimeo channel, and that's where like if people remember, been following me a while, you remember I used to have pay on demand videos on the YouTube channel, but YouTube actually changed that structure. So, and people will come across them now, right? And they're like, hey, how can I pay for this? And unfortunately, I had to move it. That was more of a YouTube thing. I would have preferred to leave them on this channel. It's more convenient. But, that's a business thing. That was beyond my control. But I still have all of those videos at Vimeo, www.vimeo.com, Rom Wills. Once again, the link is in the description box, right? And then I also have Rom TV. And I'm just building that one slowly. I have a couple series over there now. I have 3 series over there. One is called Signature Style, The Good Man's Guide, and then A Player's Eyes, right? 3 series. And then in a week or so, I'm going to start another series, right? And they're just mini series. They're not always ongoing. The 2 series I have up now, Signature Style, The Good Man's Guide, they're going to be 6 episodes each, right? But the one, and I will make an announcement about the new one that's going to start up probably the week of the 18th. Probably the week of the 18th. So just stay tuned for that. And Rom TV, get in on it now. I have a few subscribers over there, and I'm not trying to build it. When you build something, it's a good way to do things is 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. So I'm not trying to kill it, but I want to just create a solid foundation and eventually get it to the point where I have other people's videos on there, maybe some independent movies, stuff like that. Might do some interviews and stuff over there. So I'm building that one up slowly, but check it out. Get in on the ground floor now. Get in on the ground floor now, right? And then, of course, I have my 2 subscription sites. One is my Connect Pal site, the Raw site, the Brotherhood. I'm going to emphasize that, right? I'm going to emphasize that. I've had a couple women join it or try to join it, right? And ultimately, I can't stop you. And I'll put that out there, but strictly men. And it's, you will be made to feel uncomfortable there. I'm just going to put that out there. I'm going to put that out there because it's just about the men there. And it's not even about trying to get over on women. It's about overall development. And for the fellas interested, that's where we're talking about men working really to become better men, superior men, right? That's the main focus. Now, when I talk about more about getting women and more about the game, right? That's my Patreon. Definitely check out my Patreon. I get into a lot of stuff there that I don't get into on YouTube, right? Like any of my, I said a few weeks ago, I'm focusing more on player problems. Now, a lot of guys might have taken offense to that, but it's no, I'm not encouraging anybody to be players. The fact of the matter is the players exist regardless of me. But they still have issues. And even if really it's not even so much about the player problems that I'll be discussing, but just dealing in relationships. There's plenty of people tell you how to actually meet women. And shoot, I probably made several videos on that. To me, that's like walking backwards, right? And I mean, literally walking backwards. How hard is that, right? So, but managing them once you get them is another thing. So anyway, check out the Patreon. That's where I really get into, not so much getting them, getting them more, not so much the management part, right? And then one thing, I have one out there, Nice Guys and Players University. That's a teachable site. And, I just have some podcasts on classes, online classes and everything, right? So definitely check that out. And then, of course, I got Instagram. Check me out on Instagram, especially y'all ladies. Y'all get a more personable view of Rom. Might be out there, with his Rom style and everything. Might say something. It's that's where I'll probably share if I'm doing an event. Now, I haven't done anything in a few weeks or something, right? Because usually in January for me, my birthday being in February, usually from around the end of December through January until my birthday, I kind of chill out. I actually actively avoid stuff, but explaining why gets more into my deep thought thing. It's more of a metaphysical thing. So I just stay real quiet. But even when I do something, I might do it on Instagram. Like, shout out Warren Lance, Warren B, the pimp god. I did something in D.C. Back in November, and we did an impromptu live on Instagram, right? So you might get that from me. Or, one time I did a live on Instagram. I was just driving back from some mall or something, just decided to put up something. So you might get a more spontaneous view of me there. And Twitter, I got to get my Twitter game up, but I'm still on there. And, of course, if you want to follow me on Facebook, there's a link to my Rom Wills author page. So definitely check out all of that. And also, too, every week, and there's a link in the description box, I do an article on the black juggernaut, the Negro Manosphere. I do an article there. So check out all of those things and, see what else Rom is going on. I'm not a one-trick pony, and I don't like putting all my eggs in one basket. So I'm a complex man. And one day there might be a woman that understands it. Anyway, right. I'll get back with y'all later. Peace and blessings.